Infectious. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Infectious. Infectious. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. A disease that is infectious can be caught by being near a person who has it. Compare contagiously. 2. If a feeling is infectious, it spreads to other people. 3. Able to pass disease from one person, animal, or to another. 4. Something that is infectious has an effect on everyone who is present and makes them want to join in. Examples. 1. After the 21-day isolation period, Ebola survivors are no longer infectious. 2. Emerging infectious diseases of wildlife, threats to biodiversity and human health. 3. Deaths from accidents and from cancer are used as non-infectious controls. 4. Prevalence of infectious diseases and associated symptoms in wastewater treatment workers. 5. Key workers did daily tests before going to work to show they were not infectious. 6. He has an infectious way of making life itself seem like an extraordinarily good idea. 7. His enthusiasm is infectious, and while verging on the evangelical he is no maverick loner. 8. His infectious smile and sense of fun were highly reminiscent of George anyway. 9. Crushing on the most sarcastic and annoying, not to mention infectious, boy I've ever met. 10. A few years back, Farmer had talked him into training as an infectious disease specialist. 11. There were no statistics about how many others died from infectious and other diseases. 12. For all the bumps in all the roads, Jesse had an almost infectious self-confidence. Ingenious. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Ingenious. Ingenious. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Something ingenious shows creativity and inventiveness. 2. Something that is ingenious is very clever, and involves new ideas, methods, or equipment. 3. An ingenious plan, idea, or object works and is the result of clever thinking and new ideas. 4. Someone who is ingenious is very good at inventing things, or at thinking of new ideas. 5. Characterized by cleverness, or originality of invention or construction. Examples. 1. The catalog is full of ingenious ideas for transforming your house into a dream home. 2. In the end it was Pete who thought of a really ingenious solution to the problem. 3. American scientists have come up with an ingenious way of getting rid of cockroaches. 4. In addition, she attempted to measure their self-esteem in a very ingenious way. 5. Homemakers found ingenious ways to make do with what was available. 6. It contained an ingenious theory by the theoretician F.C. Frank on how crystals grow. 7. Many fish have ingenious ways of protecting their eggs from predators, mostly other fish. 8. The idea behind such companies is among humanity's most ingenious inventions. 9. An ingenious idea suddenly came upon him when he was taking a walk with his wife. 10. As time goes by, the world becomes filled with the most powerful and ingenious replicators. 11. He devised a particularly ingenious explanation for why systems tend toward equilibrium. 12. His ingenious plot grabs you from its opening pages right up to its shocking climax. Ingenuous. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Ingenuous. Ingenuous. It is an adjective. Meaning: 1. Someone who is ingenuous shows a childlike innocence, trust, and openness. 2. If you describe someone as ingenuous, you mean that they are innocent, trusting, and honest. 3. Honest, sincere, and trust, sometimes in a way that seems silly. 4. An ingenuous person is simple, trusting, and honest, especially because they have not had much experience in life. 5. Showing innocent, or childlike simplicity and candidness. Examples: 1. The formation is rare and ingenuous, and goes beyond the set rules of word formation. 2. Cleverly segueing between stories, von Stockert's use of props and set is also ingenious. 3. She had no affectation, what she said was honest and ingenuous, and she talked good sense. 4. But it is now regarded with affection, for its ingenuous enthusiasm, comedy, and energy. 5. But why do you want to keep the embryo below par? Asked an ingenuous student. 6. This is an unexpected pleasure, she said, in her bright, frank, ingenuous way. 7. There was nothing manly or straightforward, nothing ingenuous or affectionate, about him. 8. It is like old times to see you again, she said, in her frank, ingenuous way. 9. He would stroke the head of modest and ingenuous worth, that blushed at its own praise. 10. He might for a while stagger an ingenuous mind, which had not yet thought for itself. 11. What made the matter still worse, was the ingenuous impeccability of her villain. 12. He spoke with old-world courtesy, and the ingenuous stateliness of an infant prince. Inglorious. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation: inglorious. Inglorious. It is an adjective. Meaning: 1. If you describe something as inglorious, you mean that it is something to be ashamed of. 2. That people should be ashamed of, because it is not fair or honest. 3. Something inglorious is shameful, or disgraceful. Examples: 1. Despite their inglorious exit against Dallas last year, the team did win 64 games. 2. That country has a long, inglorious record of dealing harshly with political prisoners. 3. Occasionally, legend reports that a chief's reign ended in an inglorious fall from power. 4. Football has a grand inglorious tradition of ill-advised pre-match pronouncements. 5. These methods of borrowing may be new, but they fit into a long, inglorious history. 6. Some Tory MPs see this inglorious episode as a symptom of government by focus group. 7. To that extent, we can all fancy ourselves potential artists, mute, inglorious Miltons. 8. A naughty cat is carried off by its mistress in an inglorious neck and bottom hold. 9. No matter, it was a banner day for the box, the glorious masters, and the inglorious fake. 10. That means turning our eye to the inglorious career of a man named Andrew Wakefield. 11. Whipple argued that Meadows has earned himself an inglorious spot in the history books. 12. And he continues to bathe his once admirable political career in an inglorious stench. Inharmonious. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation: inharmonious. Inharmonious. It is an adjective. Meaning: 1. Not harmonious, discordant, unmelodious. 2. Not congenial or compatible, discordant, disagreeing. 3. Making an unpleasant musical sound, or not making a pleasant harmony. 4. Not tasting, or working well together. 5. Not friendly and peaceful. Examples. 1. I did not find the two voices inharmonious, although they are different in pitch. 2. Even between the most devoted of life mates, there will come inharmonious moments. 3. Dorothy kept moving her husband around, like an inharmonious piece of furniture. 4. Musically sensitive people may even be disgusted by the cacophony of inharmonious sounds. 5. Not doing so would result in inharmonious chords, made up of 2 or more strings. 6. There are inharmonious phenomena in traditional clinical teaching. 7. It was too bright for the judge's mood, it was inharmonious with the penitential night. 8. After chirping rather inharmoniously a few notes, its pipe failed, and it went off the tune. 9. And noise there was a perfect pandemonium of sounds, principally inharmonious. 10. Our effort at musical benevolence became a series of most inharmonious squabbles. 11. The tone was, although wild, not inharmonious, and the words rather euphonious. 12. It only sings, however, during the spring, at other times its cry is harsh and inharmonious. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos.